In a spectacular self-own, Trump economic advisor Peter Navarro, who's done a little time in jail, right, went on Fox Business to rail against supposedly rogue judges, only to be reminded on air that one of those judges was appointed by Donald Trump himself. This relates to the very quickly reversed decision made by a three-judge panel, a Trump appointee, a Reagan appointee, and a Bush appointee, that Trump's blanket tariffs are illegal. Now, an appeals court quickly stayed and reversed that decision until June 9th, but Peter Navarro says these are rogue judges. Rogue judges, one of whom was appointed by Donald Trump himself. Take a look at this.
And with respect to the legal arguments themselves, these are rogue judges that are basically
one was
operating
appointed
at this
by
thing.
Donald Trump. That's a rogue judge.
There was one appointed by Donald Trump, who was a career bureaucrat over at USTR. But more importantly, the person who wrote the decision, Rastani, was appointed by Reagan, free trader. She's the one who took the lead trying to stop the Section 232 tariffs and got overruled in the appeals court. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you know, more importantly, the talking point about the judges has exploded on him on live TV. Now, this is actually what happens when your whole worldview is built on the idea that a ruling you don't like must be corrupt or rigged or part of a deep state conspiracy. Even when your guy picked at least one of these judges, and the others were picked by Republican presidents too, we have entered the era where any judicial decision we don't like is radical Marxist Trump-Reagan judges, a bold new category of enemies in MAGA's, imaginary war against accountability. They used to shout, "We love Trump judges. These are the best people. These are the only judges we can trust." And now it's Trump judges are rogue. They need to, when they follow the law, they actually should be following the loyalty test, which is, do you rubber stamp any damn thing Trump wants, even if it's against the law? So this is part of the broader meltdown inside the MAGA camp. We are going to see court rulings against Trump, at least at lower levels, because that's where, with less fanfare, I guess you could say, the law is simply applied to the facts. What is the law and what are the facts of what Trump did with tariffs? You can't do that. Later, we start getting into appeals, district court, even all the way up to Supreme Court. You're going to see much more politics applied. But we're going to see, I assume, because they keep trying to do so many things that are against the law, we're going to see more and more of these rulings at lower courts. And as lower courts rule against Trump, it could be tariffs, could be executive overreach, could be criminal exposure. The only play left is to say it's the deep state and hope that nobody remembers who actually picked these judges to begin with. Trump did, at least one of them. Celebrated them, wanted them, selected them, and now they aren't willing to break the law for Trump, or at least some of them aren't, so they become traitors in the eye of MAGA. It is hypocrisy, it is pathetic, but the most important analysis element of this is that it is authoritarianism, and it is unraveling in real time in front of us. This is how it happens. And I often say, it doesn't always happen so quickly that you see it. You have to pay attention and see the baby steps. We're beyond baby steps here. It's the rare scenario where you actually see the authoritarian slide in real time without speeding it up. You don't have to turn it up to 3x to perceive the movement. The slide is very real. So I appreciate everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching. One of the few things we have left are communities like this. And if the clampdown happens, the one place I'll be able to get a hold of you is our Substack, because that's the only platform where we own our data, other than, of course, the membership on our website. So make sure you're on my Substack. We are soon going to be rebranding, relaunching, and expanding it with a whole bunch of other new content. davidpakman.substack.com, or shoot me an email, info@davidpakman.com, and I will get you right on my newsletter. Very quick break, so much more coming up today.